guess to share a little bit about my journey to learning Bowen theory and being here today and using it in life and in work. It really started talking to colleagues. Initially, conversations about Bowen theory, about different concepts that working in a child and adolescent field as a psychologist really started to get me interested. And so the first step really for me was to go to some workshops and to hear a little bit more about it. So I did that. And then luckily we managed to get a supervisor to supervise our team who was trained in Bowen theory and was using that as their main frame. And so this team process with supervision through a Bowen theory lens and hearing all about, oh, from theory, I would think this, or from theory, I was like, I need to know more about this theory, rather than just trusting our supervisor. So timing was quite important for me to make the dive into learning, to joining the certificate program. So I was starting to feel a bit burnt out at work. I was wanting to learn something. I was getting kind of a little bit stagnant. I was really interested in these ideas. And so it just was natural for me to take the next step and join the certificate program, which systematically went through the different concepts in the theory. Luckily, the part of this program, which has different components, also recognises prior learning. So the workshops that I'd been to and some of the supervision that I'd had from a FSI supervisor at work could all be counted as hours towards the certificate program. And just to say that the Family Systems Institute offers team supervision. So that's, you know, definitely an offering that's available for teams. So apart from, you know, attending the discussion groups as one component, there were many benefits of learning this theory in this kind of structured yet component-like way. So the first, I'm just going to talk about three. There were many benefits, but for me, it took me 4 years. It happened at a time where I ended up getting pregnant and having children. And so it was manageable to be able to study, have kids, go back to work part-time, and I was still, it's kind of like a university degree where you have to be there every week and show up. It was in your own time and then come together with a group of people learning the theory with you at different points in their journey. And so this ability to do it slowly and integrate it over time gave my brain, sometimes I think I'm a bit slower than everyone else, gave my brain an opportunity to absorb it and integrate it and understand it, because it was quite complex. And then start applying it in different aspects of life. Which brings me to the family of origin component, which is probably, it's one of my favourite parts. Also very hard, but definitely one of my favourite parts, because it brought the theory alive, because I could then apply it to my life and see the concepts, see the concepts that were relevant for me, and I could see it playing out and use it. Start to experiment with being guided by theory about what I might do in my own life. So that component was really important, and one of the ones that I've definitely kept working at. So it's not just one thing I did in the certificate program, it's something that I continue to do. And the other thing was the people and the discussion and the richness of learning in a group environment, learning from other people, starting to hear how other people thought about not only the theory, but how they went about applying it. And the people there were from, I don't know, a range of contexts. So not just psychologists, not just allied health professionals. There was a minister's wife. There was people that worked and was applying it to their work context, teachers. So meeting this range of people where Bowen theory was being useful for them in a whole range of systems. So that was really exciting because also these people were interested as well, but also really lovely. So you get the fun and engaging, you get the stimulation, and I've made some really great connections with people over the course of learning Bowen theory in this way. I have to just warn you, it's the way they teach Bowen theory is a lot of onus on thinking, and we've been all talking about our thinking, and I think you've probably seen people here come up and share their own thinking, and there's a really big emphasis on thinking for yourself, which is that differentiation process embedded in the learning process. So that's also been really useful as well. Yesterday, Lauren spoke about the Advanced Certificate in Couple and Family Systems Theory, and I recognised that, that's not where everyone is in terms of their time or their interest or perhaps the practicality of committing to something that big. So what I want to do now is just share what are some of the other bite-sized offerings that the FSI has on offer, where you might be able to whet your appetite or learn a little bit more in smaller chunks. So the free lunchtime seminars that we've started this year will continue next year. So look out for those. They will be advertised as they come up. We also have a new reading and reflection group. So these are a series of kind of small groups that you choose to join that's based on a particular focus. For example, let me tell you about two that are coming up. We've got Addictions and Systems Thinking. So this will be a series of lunchtime, you'll get a reading and then a discussion group built into a lunch hour that you pay for 4, and it's very reasonably priced, $100 for those 4 hour sessions along with some reading. So that's Addictions and Systems Thinking, and Anna Lloyd will be, who you've seen today, will be facilitating those groups. We also have Ken, he was with us yesterday as one of the facilitators. His is a 5-session offering, so it's commensurate in price. I don't know if that's the right word, but looking at systems thinking in organisations. And that's got an introduction session actually starting this year. So if you're interested in that, head to the website in the next week or so. So there's an intro session this year and then follow up with 4 sessions next year, early next year. And I guess the other offerings, as I mentioned before, is supervision, either individual supervision or team supervision, as well as group family of origin groups, which are small groups where it provides some structure to starting to explore your family of origin through a Bowen lens. So yes, FSI website. And if you have questions, I encourage you to email the FSI. You will get a better response that way than trying to leave a message, because it is such a busy, you probably won't get through. So email is probably preferred, and then admin can get back to you in a timely manner. Thank you everyone for your time.